Good morning and welcome to Money Wisdom, sponsored by Johnson Brunetti. I'm Natasha Lubchenko. We're teaching you smart ways to manage your money, and here with expert advice is Eric Hogarth, certified financial planner and Johnson Brunetti partner. Eric, welcome back.
Thank you.
So today we are talking about long-term care. It's important to have a plan for retirement. I want to go through some key points you want our viewers to know. The first one here is that 7 in 10 Americans over the age of 65 are expected to need some type of long-term care. It's a lot of people.
It's most people.
Yeah.
You know, people are living longer and longer, which is great. More and more active, it's great. Healthcare advancements, pharmaceuticals, people are living longer, but people will need care. You know, and there's all different varieties of what that care is going to look like, but it's a conversation that you have to have because most Americans are going to be faced with it.
All right, now this is a number from 2020. You say the annual cost of long-term care was $105,850,000.
Yes. Also keep in mind, I love our great state. That is the annual cost across the country. That is not the annual cost in Connecticut. It costs more here. Great care, more expensive. So that's another consideration. If you are the person that's going to retire and move, what is the cost of care where you are? And a lot of people say, I don't want to go to a nursing home, I want to stay in my home. So you got to factor that as well. I mean, there's plans that cover that, but that's part of it as well.
All right, now, you know, there's self-insuring versus Medicare versus Medicaid. What should we know here?
You have to have a conversation about this with someone who has a deep understanding of long-term care insurance, because that's not the only way to protect against this exposure. It might be the most comprehensive way, it might be the most expensive way, it might be the least expensive way. A lot of people lean on, well, I'm just going to get a trust. That might not work for you, or Medicare is going to cover it. Probably not. Medicaid is a different scenario. That is when someone's assets get to a very low level. You know, and people are trying to get on the Title 19. So these are all conversations that you should have, because what is applicable to your life? You know, what should you be thinking about?
All right, and of course, you know, finally, it's important for people to take note of the physical, emotional, and financial tolls that these caregivers can have.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, if I'm talking to a couple and it's, well, we're just going to take care of each other. Well, I understand that, and that's what I'd want to do too. But then you've got, let's say, two people in their upper 70s, 80s, and they're, you know, that's taking a big toll on the caregiver, the one who's not sick, and now their health is deteriorating. So you have options, and just make sure you're having conversations about it when you're in control of making those decisions, because it doesn't have to be a ton of money. Everyone says, long-term care insurance is too expensive, because that's what we've all been trained to say.
Yep.
It can be really expensive. But no one wants to spend all of their money on care either.
Right, and long-term care is really important to think about when planning for retirement. You do have an offer for us today.
But what if I need long-term care? That's the book. In all of retirement planning, financial planning, long-term care might be the one that people least want to talk about, the one they feel they most have to talk about, and the easiest one to just procrastinate on. And you wait long enough that you're having that conversation when you're 75 and you don't, that's not an option anymore. But what if I need long-term care? So go to moneywisdomtv.com, we'll get it to you, and it'll answer some good questions that you probably have, that you probably get misinformed on, so you can start to look at, well, what makes sense for me, for us, and I hope it helps you.
All right, I'm sure really great info in that book. Eric Hogarth from Johnson Brunetti, thank you as always. And again, you can of course go to moneywisdomtv.com to receive that offer. We will see you right back here next week.